these last two chapters have to do with the reverse process from what we did in the last section, or the last two sections, and that is factoring. Right? So there's two sections on factoring. The first one's just going to introduce the following. Always when you look to factor, which means taking a polynomial and rewriting it as a product of factors, always look to remove common factors first. Okay, so if you're looking to factor something, what you always want to do is just look in to see, are there any common factors that you can remove from every term? So when we look at this, we have three groups of terms separated by a minus and a plus. Is there any common factor that you can remove from all three of those? The only thing is 5. So we're going to take that out. Now, the way that I present this is I have you take whatever's left inside your grouping symbols when you remove a common factor has to have the same pattern of terms that began. So since I didn't factor out a negative, the signs aren't going to change. So I'm going to have one group minus another group plus another group. Okay, and I'll always write this down because when it gets to some of the more complicated factoring, doing something like this is helpful to see. Okay, so when we look at this first term, when we remove a 5 from this first term, what's left? Just the x cubed, and from the second term we're leaving a 5 and an x, and in the last term we're leaving a 2. Okay, so always look to do this no matter what. This is always your first step. Okay, once you remove any common factors, or actually, let me have you do a couple samples. On page 25, I want you to try the 3 questions on sample problem number 8, please.